In life, we're bombarded with tough decisions that have the power to shape our entire future. Things like, what business should I start? Is university a good idea? Should I buy a new car? These decisions are critical because they're the building blocks that affect the rest of our lives. That may sound overwhelming, but people don't realize that there are certain frameworks that billionaires like Elon Musk and Charlie Munger use to make these decisions simple and easy. Now, there's a bunch of frameworks out there, but the one that I've had the most success with is the Jeff Bezos Type 2 Decision Matrix. This framework took me from almost losing my house to growing my brands to over $500 million in revenue. It allows me to know which decisions I can make quickly and the ones that I need to talk with my mentors and business consultants about. In this video, I'm gonna break down all of the decision types and how you can use them to kill procrastination and make better decisions. To easily understand Bezos's framework, it's best explained using this matrix. Jeff basically says that in business and life, we're faced with decisions that fall into one of two main categories: type 1 decisions and type 2 decisions. Type 1 decisions are highly irreversible. These are major life decisions, like whether to start a business, buying your first home, or lumping your entire savings into Dogecoin. Type 2 decisions are less serious, but equally as important. As soon as I understood how type 2 decisions work, I got my life back. I stopped procrastinating on little stupid decisions like, should I go to that party? Or should I try to learn a new skill? But before we dive into how type 2 decisions work, let's break down type 1 decisions. Type 1 decisions are a one-way door that once you step through, there's no turning back. If you don't make them carefully, they can ruin your life. I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, my brand, The Oodie, was doing really well. It felt like anything I attempted worked. We went from doing $20 million revenue a year to over $150 million a year very quickly. I started to get ahead of myself, and I believed that we were unstoppable with our marketing strategies, global expansion plans, and product research process. I also started talking to various advisors who urged me to keep pushing the envelope, keep buying businesses, take on debt, all of these kind of things. Each brand I launched, each product we started costed a huge amount of money and also time and also energy. I was treating them like type 2 decisions, but they were actually type 1 decisions. All of these decisions had such long tail consequences that would be expensive in time and money to fix. Things were going great at the start, but then the work from home boom stopped. The economy also started wavering, and with it, our sales just took a huge hit. We realized that we were over leveraged. Yep, the first time I ever decided to take on debt was an absolute disaster. The scariest thing is I had multiple lawsuits going on, being so aggressive in my expansion plan. Even though there was millions of dollars worth of profit coming in, the bank had certain covenants over the business, meaning I wasn't hitting certain milestones and they could technically take the business if they want and potentially my house based on the lawsuits. Even though that there was millions in profit, the bank had certain covenants over the business, which meant that they could actually take it if they wanted to. I'll never forget having to call a town hall with all of my staff, people that trusted me, to tell them that I had to let some of them go. I barely got a word out as I set up the town hall, as I saw in all of their eyes how much I let them down. Something like all of these people had trusted me from day one, and I'd let them down based on my greed and my inability to make long-term good decisions. So when you come to a decision like, should you quit your job or should you pivot your whole product idea, take time on it, do the research and assess the consequences. Not just now, but in the future, in 3 years, 5 years. What if everything goes wrong? Can you afford the worst possible outcome for everything that you're deciding upon? Ask yourself, if this doesn't work out, can I handle the consequences? And are they easily reversible? Now, before I dive into type 2 decisions, I just wanted to say that I finally started mentoring e-commerce brands. If you want to jump on a call with me free of charge, click the link below. And if you don't qualify doing over $1 million in e-commerce sales, then I've set up all free tutorials for you in the Discord. Just click the link in the description as well. Okay, so let's jump into type 2 decisions, which can be found on the opposite side of the quadrant. Once you learn type 2 decisions, you'll kill your procrastination. Your fear of failure will disappear and you'll stop worrying about trying to get everything perfect. Best of all, you'll learn at an accelerated pace pace. Embracing type 2 decisions is a part of the reason why Elon Musk is just so successful. They're like a revolving door. You can easily move in and out without it worrying about it derailing you. Things like, should I test some new pricing on my website? Should I try this new marketing strategy like TikTok? Before I understood type 2 decisions, my brain was fried. I'd procrastinate on things for days, sometimes even weeks, which only created stress in my life, not data nor results. You see, one of the best type 2 decisions that I have ever made has led me here today. 3 years ago, nobody had heard of me. I was running 3 of Australia's fastest growing e-commerce brands, yet nobody knew who I was. Nobody even knew who was behind the brands. I like to say that nobody knew who I was because I didn't want people to copy my product, but truthfully, it was because I was just so camera shy and awkward that even thinking about coming in front of a camera could literally give me the shakes. One day I was walking on the beach with one of my friends and I said, I probably should create some content. I've just been delaying it. And he said, just do it. You can delete it if it's no good. So the week after, I just got someone to come around, set up a camera, and I just told my story for my first ever YouTube video. I fell in love with YouTube and specifically teaching, which led me to build a personal profile, which has led me to be the youngest ever shark on Shark Tank Australia. This shows the power of type 2 decisions. If the content sucked, I would have just deleted it and the cost to me would have just been one afternoon. With type 2 decisions, it's okay to trust your gut and act quickly. As soon as you know it's a type 2 decision, you decide and move on. So what about the other quadrants? About 4 years ago, I decided to launch Oodie slippers. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars investing in high quality Australian made boots, thinking all I'd need to do is add the loved Oodie characters and they would fly out the door. I was very, very wrong. Needless to say, I didn't understand product like I used to. A year later, I knew I should have another crack. Our team was better and I understood product way better. However, I delayed. I kept saying, let's focus on Oodies and gathering data about how to launch slippers properly. 4 years later, I'm still in the same position with no new information about the viability of this product category. I was stuck in data gathering mode and wasn't testing and learning. You see, this is a perfect example of a decision that should have been in the other quadrant. The other 2 quadrants are technically also type 2 decisions. They are either inconsequential, which means that you shouldn't waste time on them, or they are highly reversible, meaning you should decide quickly, knowing you can pivot. You should approach both in a very similar way. Gather as much data quickly, then execute. With something that is very reversible, every day you delay is another day with no direct insights, which are critical to understanding if it can be a good decision. At our size now, investing $50,000 into a new product category is just a drop in the bucket, and we should have been testing new products in this space for years now. A famous saying is that if you have 100% of the information before making your decision, you took too long.